In today's video, we're gonna do something a little bit different. I wanna share with you 5 things I learned that I wish I knew when I first started painting. This is gonna be some of the best advice I could give any brand new painter out there, so listen up, because here we go. What is up, all you beautiful people? I wanna start strong with this advice because it's actually very personal to me, because I wish somebody would have told me at the beginning all these tidbits I'm about to give you. And number 1 is make sure you start out with the correct and affordable supplies. Not cheap, not expensive, affordable. Now, why affordable and not cheap? Because when you go the cheap route, you're gonna get supplies that doesn't work for the correct techniques. You're gonna get colors that don't flow the right way or flow way too much. They're not gonna have the right vibrancy, and they're not gonna be able to stick on other colors or have highlights or shadows the way you want, which is gonna be a confidence destroyer because you're not gonna get what you want. You're also gonna get brushes that fall apart and things like that. When you go too expensive, I'm gonna be honest, when you start out painting, you have to consider it a hobby. And if you've grown up through your preteens, adolescence, teenage years, you probably have more hobbies than you can count that you've probably dropped and not continued, which is why I don't want you to spend a lot of money on expensive supplies. Find affordable supplies that's gonna work for you, for your wallet, budget, and what you want to try to accomplish. It's really good advice, and please listen to it. Now, if you're looking for recommendations, I'm always gonna recommend the Bob Ross Master Kit, regardless of what you think about the Bob Ross company. It comes with all the brushes that you need, the colors you're gonna need to achieve any painting, and the mediums to achieve the wet on wet technique. If you don't like the Bob Ross company, all you really need is a good 1 and 2 inch brush, and I recommend going with Winsor and Newton oil colors. You can go water mixable route if you want to, if you're concerned about your health. Just get the primary colors to start, okay? You can go the medium hue route or CAD route, which basically is cadmium colors, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. Or if you want to mimic the Bob Ross wet on wet technique, hey, just go with the colors that he always talks about that are primary for wet on wet painting. If you don't want to spend that much money on colors, you know what? You don't have to. You can actually paint with just black and white. You can achieve beautiful ones, and Bob even shows you how. But make sure you just get the primary colors, and then you can get other things that would be affordable to start at. You can always upgrade if you love painting. I know you will, but for some of you out there, you're gonna do it for a few times, and then it's gonna go right in your closet. You know that's happened to you with some other past experiences and hobbies, which is why I want you to start out with affordable supplies. Now, I made a video a little while ago on how to start wet on wet painting with cheap supplies. A lot of it is cheap, but a lot of it is affordable. Check out that video. If you have some deep pockets and you know you want to go full ham with your painting career, check out how to build the ultimate Bob Ross kit. I'm gonna put both videos in the video description and in the top right corner in a card if you want to check them out. Oh, and by the way, anything you buy through any of those links helps on my channel, and you're a rock star for helping support me. Thank you. The second thing I wish I learned at the beginning is manage your expectations. You watch the masters like Bob Ross and Bill Alexander, plus the thousands of awesome YouTube artists on this platform, make it look so effortless, and it makes you so confident that you can do it too. And you can, however, it's gonna take you a while, which is why you need to manage your expectations. Before you run, you gotta walk. But when you start a new creative endeavor, you gotta crawl before you can even walk. Just be happy that you're taking in this new talent, that you're absorbing it, and that you're actually getting the basics down and making something that's building confidence in you. You're not gonna make masterpieces at the beginning. Trust me, you're not. It's actually gonna take you 50 to 100 paintings before you make something that even's gonna be something that's worthwhile. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. That's the creative journey. As long as you have fun and you learn from each painting that you do and you build your confidence and it feels like it's building something in you, each painting is a win. But what I don't want you to do is feel like each painting you do is not achieving the vision in your head. It's gonna take you years. Never compare yourself to someone that has years, decades of experience. It's a recipe for disaster. Only compare yourself to you. If you want to compare yourself to others, find people at the same skill level. A great place is this channel right here when we do live art reviews on this channel. I always showcase people's art, and I try to help with feedback. I ask them what medium they worked in, I ask them how long they worked on the art piece, and how long they've been painting in general. Gives you a great reference to see where your art stacks up against them. It's a safe space. I don't like using that word, but it is. I mean, I tear down the art, but it's just to build you back up. People love it. But it shows you where you compare against others and how you can build your skills. You get to see where other people are failing and how you can achieve and use those same tips that I give. I know it's a long-winded thing, but trust me, this is one of the most important things you can do as an artist is manage your expectations. It's gonna have some slow growth. Nobody's gonna be great at this at the beginning. It's kind of like kissing. Nobody's good at kissing at the beginning. Well, some of us out there, I'm just saying. But I mean, when you first go in, you're sloppy. You don't know what to do with your hands. You're confused. You might bump something with your nose, eyes, or chin. You're flustered. You're sweating all of the time. You don't even know if you're gonna get hooked on somebody's braces. You're just confused. But you know what? Every time you do it, you get a little bit better. You get a little more confident. Before you know, hey, you're a natural wild. Oh, you want to know a lesson I learned the hard way that no one ever shared with me, and I have no idea why nobody shares this on YouTube, is knowing that heat can ruin your colors. I don't know why people don't talk about this, and you're probably like me. I live in Southern California where I have nice weather pretty much all the time, but I have strong fluctuations of heat during the summer. And when I paint in the studio here, my paints are okay because I can, keep the temperature even, but I also paint in my garage for more open space and for more airflow. But the temperature increases in there strong, especially during the day or, when I close the garage door. And if you keep your colors in a spot where sunlight or heat is gonna hit it and have erratic temperature differentiations, oh God, I hope that's right. You're gonna ruin your oil colors that are in your tubes and bottles, especially if they're not airtight. They're going to crackle and seal up and harden and start to cure. Or even if you have mediums or acrylic paint, the separation of the binder or water is going to separate and you're gonna start to have clumps or water evaporation to where that color is not gonna work. And when you mix it and paint on it, you're gonna have chips or flakes or little chunks that dry in the paint that's gonna ruin the brush strokes or the self-leveling strokes. Heat can be a real destroyer. I learned this the hard way. So the whole part about this advice, sorry for the long-winded thing, but trust me, this is important because all your colors cost you money, is make sure you keep your colors and supplies somewhere where you have control over temperature. Keep it out of direct sunlight. Make sure you have everything airtight and sealed. There are little hacks you can do by using cellophane and putting on your wrapper on the top, and then rewrapping it so everything's there. If you need more tips and tricks on anything like that, let me know in the comments below. But every time you buy paint and color, you realize that's dollars that you could be wasting if you don't take care of it. So be aware of how heat can destroy your supplies. I feel like this video is gonna be a real talk, but trust me, it's gonna pay off for you. One thing that I wish I did when I first started painting was document my creative journey. Make sure you take a bunch of photos of everything that you paint. You can even take photos and videos of the creative journey that you're doing so you can look back at it for references. But the whole point of this is when you document all of the art that you've done, you get to see your actual creative journey. You get to see your growth. You get to compare your paintings that you've done against past paintings to see what you excel at or what you fail at, so you know what to practice at. It's a really good tool that not enough people do, and I didn't do it at the beginning either. When you have a painting you're not proud of, you just kind of put it by the side and leave it there. You don't take pictures of it, but you should. Documenting your journey is one of the best ways you can grow as an artist. Like we said, you can compare your paintings against your older paintings so it can help you prove for future paintings. It also allows you to see color combinations that you like or don't like. It allows you to use it as a teaching tool, like we said, but it also allows you to document for when you feel ready to share your artworks on social media or online in general, which is gonna help you grow as an artist as well. And another key thing is it just makes for awesome memories. I love going back and just looking at my art from 6 months, a year to a couple of years. It's a good memory. Hold on to it, be proud of your creative journey, and be proud of how far you've come. You know, one thing that all the great painters on YouTube teach you how to do correctly is how to paint a masterpiece. But nobody tells you how to save your masterpieces. And if there's something that you want to save, or give away, which is most likely what you're going to do with friends and family for, let's just say, your first 100 paintings, because you're gonna run out of space, is you need to save your paintings by varnishing them. Varnishing them is something that every painter needs to understand. It's intimidating at first because you feel like you're gonna ruin your painting. You won't. You're actually going to protect your painting. When you varnish your painting, you're increasing the saturation and the vibrancy of the colors, so it's gonna be more vibrant for everybody to look at, but you're also going to protect it from things like fingerprints and touches and the oils on your hand, as well as UVA and UVB rays that can really harm the colors on your painting or potentially even yellow them over time. If there's something you wanna save or give away, get into varnishing, okay? It is utmost important. I wish I knew this at the beginning. I probably didn't varnish my first 40 paintings, and some of those paintings I still have today, and they've accumulated dust into them and debris, and they don't look as good as they can because of the fact that I didn't understand or know about varnishing. If you're confused about varnish, I just did an awesome video which you can check out over to my side that shows you how to easily varnish any painting that you're working on to protect it and make it stand out. It's a really good video and I recommend checking it out. These are the top 5 things that I think everybody should know at the beginning, and I wish I knew at the start of my creative journey. I hope this helped you out, and I can't wait for another Real Talk. Take care, and as always, peace.